Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome to our October episode. We've made it this far, ladies. Woo! Yay! For October, I wanted to start because I love October. It's my daughter's birthday. I love Halloween, if you can't tell. I was just telling the ladies I have 5 boxes of Halloween decorations at home that I can't wait to get out. When is October?
I can't believe we're talking about October.
I know, right?
I know, because
Where'd the whole summer go?
it seemed like it was May, like yesterday. So, what do you do in October? You have lots of candy and sweet stuff. So we thought, what scarier thing than sweet wines to some people, but also wonderful for others. So Sweet Wine October.
Yeah.
Carol, what are we starting with?
Well, yeah.
Not sweet. Nothing sweet.
I know.
This is the
When
driest
people say
spaghetti.
sweet wines, I know. Everybody's like, oh, sweet wines. But you know what? I think, I know. Isn't it wonderful when you smell it? This is actually Dr. L. This is a dry Riesling. Have you guys ever tried a dry Riesling
Yeah, I
before?
love dry Rieslings.
They're wonderful. I think people
They are.
just always think that they're super sweet
Yep.
and they're not. They are. This one has pear and apple. It's actually, I stumbled on it. One of my reps just dropped it off because I was looking to expand my dry Riesling category. I had a few Trockens, which is what the Germans refer to it, and a few from some Washington State. I like Chateau Saint Michel. You see that one a lot. But this one was just for the price point. It was great. I think the pear and the apple are just a beautiful
Yeah.
touch to it, and it's not
good.
overly sweet. You can sip on it outside, and I was kind of sitting here thinking about what food that you would have with this, and there's actually quite a bit.
A lot.
Yeah, what did you think?
Yeah.
I mean, definitely the pear and the apple are great in this.
Right, well, we're snacking on some almonds that go great with it and some dried cranberries, but we were talking about like some manchego cheese. We were snacking on a little bit of camembert earlier
That
and some
smoked
smoked
Gouda
I
was so
know.
good.
That
with
was
it,
really
too.
good.
Yeah.
Surprising, but that
Yeah.
was so good with it.
But it's also great with, you want to do the full meal, it's great with pork, it's great with ham, it's great with fruit. Great fall wine.
And there's enough acidity in this that it can go with those heavier dishes
Yep.
that you make.
But
Yeah,
one-
I just thought,
I was going to say, one of the things I was going to say is that sweet wines, people get afraid of them because, and we'll talk about some of those that they get afraid of later, but when you get some that are just the sweet, but they're still considered off dry, or they're driest, like the dry Riesling, you can have so much more food pairings, and you can have so many more people who enjoy it.
Yeah.
yeah, they say Riesling is very food friendly.
I was gonna say-
I forgot about that because there's so many different types out there.
That's the thing. People, like you said, people tend to think they're just plain sweet, but they are one of the most versatile varietals, and that's what makes it such
Yes.
a fabulous
You know what's so funny
pairing
is
for
it's
food.
always in the fall, I think, where people start to think about it, probably because of Thanksgiving.
Right.
I'm sure in the Thanksgiving edition we will have a Riesling to discuss with you because that's it.
There's-
You have
you
to
have
have
to.
Riesling. But yeah, it's just so food friendly.
It is, but it's just one of those things that's, again, you have people who come over who love sweet, and they're visiting, you have different functions, you've got maybe a Halloween party, or kids are doing something you just want to drink while the kids are out at their own Halloween party, or maybe you're like my husband and I, we sit out on our porch and have our own little party while the kids are coming up to our porch, but you want to have something that's nice and fun, and you can have sweet with sweet, you can also have sweet with
like
dry,
spicy.
foods, and when I say sweet with sweet, you got to watch because it can get overpowering. But a drier, but if you're having like a dessert, you can still have like a nice Riesling.
All right, what's next?
Well, I think we need to talk about Gewürztraminer.
We do, and we're going to taste.
So
our
first off,
Gewürztraminer.
how do you pronounce it?
Well, you know what? I say Gewürztraminer, but I have a customer that's German, and he told me, and I couldn't even tell you what he said because. Bless him that he tried to correct me, but
Nobody knows
Was
how to
it
pronounce
vastly
this one.
different than how you pronounced it?
no, it's just a lot of that heavy German accent.
Oh, yeah.
And, I just don't have the ability to, because my southern twang is a little too much, so it just came out sounding
Gewürz.
horrible.
Just a
Gewürz.
Most people just say Gewürz.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we are going to talk about Gunlock Bundschuh.
Yeah?
Yes.
So we're going to try our Gunlock Bundschuh. And
Our
we'll tell-
Gewürztraminer.
I was going to say,
Gewürztraminer.
you thought Gewürztraminer was hard to pronounce. Pronounce the whole name of
It
this.
smells so
Gunlock Bundschuh.
amazing. Gunlock
Gunbun.
Bundschuh.
Oh man, this smells fabulous.
Now
You
that is
guys are
probably
not going to
drier.
like this, so I'm just
We
going
probably should have started with that one.
You think?
Yeah, because it's a little drier, I think, than the Riesling. But
I think it is a little dry. There's a little bit more fruit.
I was going to say, way more floral, though.
Way
isn't
more
it,
floral.
in the nose.
So Gunluck Bunshu is one of the oldest wineries in the United States. You can also just say Gun Bun.
In the United States.
Are they older than Fetzer?
They are older than Fetzer. Well, I
Okay.
mean, they're 18,
Are
off
they
the top of my
really?
head, 1858. So the two gentlemen, it was shortly after the San Francisco earthquake, and they said, we're out of here. Two German gentlemen who came from wineries in Germany, and they decided to, instead of trying to be miners or anything else, they wanted to just go ahead and head north and plant some Gewürz grapes, and that's what they did. This was the first wine that they planted here.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, their wine is known for, they do some beautiful cabs, their Mountain Cuvée is amazing. I mean, they do some wonderful wines. But this is still for California Gewürz.
Yeah.
Yeah, because mostly Gewürz is a lot of German.
Right.
Sure.
We all know Fetzer. We all love Fetzer. How many of us have had Fetzer for,
I think
Thanksgiving
Fetzer
with
kind of
turkey?
made it mainstream
I think so.
for the price
Sure.
point because it's under $12 usually. You know,
When
where
you're going,
yeah.
and you're going to someone's house for any type of function. This is, let's face it, this is the time of year. We have a ton of functions, whether you have kids and it's, I got to go to this party, that party, or whatever, kid function. You always have something you want to bring to the host. And,
you want
sometimes
something different.
you do, and sometimes you don't want to bring a wine that is, 20, 30, you want to be a little bit more budgeted. So,
Right.
that's in Fetzer is still a really fantastic Gewürz, still winning awards and points. So.
And another very food-friendly wine, particularly with spicy foods, Gewürztramинers and spicy
love
foods,
this.
Thai foods, Indian. Oh my gosh, yes, Mexican.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Very much so. To get that little.
So my favorite food that you've ever done is still the spicy pumpkin soup.
Okay, we
Yep.
did that at the holiday showcase,
Yes.
and her table was never vacant. Like
No.
the soup was gone. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
And a little bit later in the video, we'll show you how to make that, and we'll include the recipe in this.
If
It
you
was
get a
a
chance to
huge
make
hit.
it, really make it.
Yeah.
Pair it with this Gewürz. I did it for Thanksgiving that year that you
Yeah.
did that for us. You sent me the recipe, and I shared it with my Thanksgiving family. I don't know, we had 10, 20, some family members. Everybody loved it. They loved the pumpkin soup, and they loved the pairing.
And the good part is, it's super simple.
It's very easy, which helped me because I could make it the night before.
Right, exactly.
Which is perfect.
Soups are always better the next day. Always make your soup the day before you
Right.
plan to serve it.
And we should probably do that in things, during the November, but you can do spicy pumpkin soup now just because you're.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's getting chilly out there now.
It is. So let's talk while we are enjoying our wine. Let's talk about some of our other wines, and we'll be showing you the wines we have. Let's talk about the okay, I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off. Moscato.
You know what? Everybody is always like, oh, Moscato. But you know what? Moscato is the #1 category of wine in retailers that's sold. I mean, that's where a lot of people start.
There's a reason there's a whole bunch of Moscatos on the shelf. You have what we have shown today on the video is the, famous, they call it the Olive Garden Moscato. It's Castel Poggio. But,
We sell a ton of it.
it is one of the #1 selling, and, I don't know the actual statistics. It's either #1 and then it's #1 and #2 and it's the producer is Zoning, which they also have another Moscato that's the #1. So between the two of them, they're always #1 or #2.
So what I'm hearing is sweeter wines are sort of the norm. Then when it's funny because they sort of get poo-pooed by
I know.
fancier, wine
I know.
aficionados.
But what
It's
was
like
your first
unacceptable, but apparently that's what the majority of
Where does
people are
everybody
drinking, right?
start?
But what was
is
your first
sweet
wine?
wine.
What was your first wine
Oh,
that
of
you
course,
started?
it's always sweet because your palate
Right.
has to wade into the deep end of the pool, right?
Exactly.
You don't just come out of the womb loving cabs, dark, heavy
Well,
cabs.
that's true.
I was
That's
gonna
true.
say, wait a minute.
But there are some
No,
fantastic,
you're right. I
Okay,
think
you
most-
did.
fantastic food pairings that you can do with sweet wine. We did an angel food cake at one of your classes. And I had an
Oh,
Italian
yeah.
Moscato. It was
Yeah.
absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. Well, and that's the fun thing too is, we talk about the difference between just sitting and having a glass of wine by itself on your porch with your husband or pairing it with just the right food, and it makes a complete difference.
It does. But I'm not, you know what, I'm going to, again, rip that Band-Aid off. I sell Duplin wines, which are out of North Carolina. They are the American grapes, which are, Muscadine, the Concord, and there is a difference, and we're trying not to keep this too geeky, so we're just going to say there's 2 different types of grapes in the world. There's the American grape, and then there's everybody else's grape. But California wines are typically made with the old world
Right.
vine. But Duplin is made with the Native American grapes. So it's your sweet muscadines, it's your Concord. It's the same thing that they make like Manischewitz out of. It is sweet, but Duplin is one of the fastest growing wineries in the nation, and it's only sold on the eastern seaboard in Texas.
Okay.
And you think about that with all
My
the
Texans
wineries.
drink Duplin?
Yeah, your Texans drink Duplin.
Yeehaw.
I don't remember seeing this when I was home. I'll have to go check it out. Huh.
Gotta go back.
Why don't I
Well,
go back? Yeah.
see?
I just remember a lot of margaritas.
It's brand new.
No, there is not.
Okay.
It's brand new. Well, you'd think that they would drink a nice dark cab or something with all those margaritas and the tequilas, but
Steak is what I'm thinking.
right?
I just
But
remember
no.
a lot of Tex-Mex food. But I'll have to ask my
but no.
grandmother.
Duplin is one of the fastest growing, and it's the winery itself. They're just the nicest people, and they say, look, us Southerners, we like sweet wine, so we make it. They do a good job. They're proud of it. They don't care.
Right.
And I
Good
sell
for
a
them.
ton of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well,
I
they
do.
make that Christmas bottle one too that I have to. Yeah, there's
Every
a
year
couple of
it's different.
collectible bottles. That,
Yeah. But I do encourage people who like sweet wines to try it. They're a little bit
Sure.
afraid. You know, it's very similar to like a Moscato, but some Moscatos are frizzante or they have a little bit of like, you know, frizz in them
Yeah.
or fuzz in them or
Yeah.
sparkling. It's not, so it's going to be, you know, considered without that frizzante.
It's just a still wine.
It's just a still wine, but it's sweet, and I think it's really good. It's not a dessert wine though, which is what we're going to talk about next.
Okay.
So we have. So and who's had a Vinsanto?
I have not.
What? You lived in Italy.
You sell wine for a living. How is that possible?
It's the Italian dessert wine.
There's a bunch. I don't know. They poured it. They came out. They poured it.
You
Right?
probably had one. You
Yeah,
had
maybe.
to. With
It depends on-
tiramisu,
you
hello.
know what?
They had to just bring it. They didn't even tell you they were doing that.
When you do an Italian wine tasting,
I did.
Okay, you don't do like the 5 or 6 we do here. There's like 20. By the time you get to the
Right.
dessert wine, you can't remember your own name.
So you totally had it before.
So okay, Vinsanto.
But I drank bread with it, or I mean, I ate bread. Probably drank bread too, but
Well, it's beautiful. It's
It's
just
holy
it's
wine.
a.
it's been
Vinsanto,
blessed.
right?
It's only blessed by the Pope, is it holy?
I don't know.
Well, that is wine, and Santo was something saint holy.
Really, it probably
right?
is. It
Yeah.
was really good. We had it with the we had it with the
So
tiramisu.
you did it with
dessert.
tiramisu.
Yes,
Yeah.
we did. We did. So it's an
Did
Italian
you make a
dessert wine.
tiramisu and you did not share with me?
It's not possible.
You understand my favorite dessert,
Maybe I'm
right?
thinking of somebody else.
It was totally somebody else. Yeah, it couldn't have been possible.
Yeah, I don't know where I was. It was not with you.
It was biscotti.
Yeah, probably.
Anywho,
So Vinsanto, these are out there. They're fantastic Italian dessert wines. Sauternes,
yeah,
French.
French.
right?
Oui, oui.
Okay, so the one thing that I learned that was really kind of interesting is how Sauternes is made. Isn't it a fungus actually? It's a botrytis that
I
turns.
think you're right.
Well,
right?
that's-
It's the Sauvignon Blanc
That's
grape.
when you're getting your really, like your ice vines.
Late
Your ice
harvest.
vines. And
Yeah.
you're
I thought
getting-
that was Sauternes also. It started and
Yeah,
then it gets longer.
yeah,
Which
yeah.
was kind of interesting to me because when you think Sauvignon Blanc, it's a
Well, I don't wanna
drier
get-
grape and
Again, I don't want to do like too geeky because then we also have
you don't want to
people-
drink fungus wine.
Well, as I was saying, then you have people who go,
That
I'm not
doesn't sound
drinking
good."
mold, but you're not. It's
No,
just,
it's just a weird reaction to the grape that causes it to be sweet. So
Right,
Good
right.
blue cheese though.
Yes,
so
which
maybe
is
there's
where you
one.
get-
Yeah, it's fantastic
And then
with
we
that.
also have like some of the California, like the Dolce, which they call liquid gold.
Yes,
Farniente.
that was beautiful.
We have a lovely Italian. What is it that's over there? What is that made from? Do you even know?
Which one?
The one that we brought for showing today.
The Vinsanto? No, that's the Italian one that's over there.
That is it? I have not had that, so maybe we should open that one up. I'm just saying, we should open that up.
I have some.
Yeah, no, we'll have to. No, there are several dessert wines that
there
I
is.
think
There is, and
you
again,
can't count them out. There is a wine for every food. There's a wine for every occasion, and even though nobody is born, like we said, drinking cab all the time. But I mean, there are some great wines that deserve attention out there.
Yeah, there are. So speaking of which, let's talk about some ports and sherries.
Okay.
Yep.
We
So
have-
what is this?
All right,
They
so-
look beautiful.
I know they look so fun.
I mean, I really know what they are, but you don't know what they are.
You don't
so
know. Well, they may know. These are fortified wines. So a lot of people think fortified wines, they think spirits, because for example, like a cognac is a fortified wine. Yep. when you do a fortified wine, you get a higher alcohol content. These are aged a lot longer, and especially with the sherries, you can really tell how the aging process goes. So I picked 3 specific to kind of show you what they're like. You start out with a dry fino. This is a amontillado, and then this is a Pedro Jimenez. The longer it's aged, the deeper the flavors.
Sure.
This is also, of course, a lot of people do cook with sherry.
Sure.
So
all the time.
What would we make with like the different?
Oh my gosh. So we're
putting you on
making
the spot.
cream of crab soup.
Yeah, I was gonna say cream of crab soup.
Finishing up, we're deglazing with that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm going to let you guys try it. I've tried it, but I want to see your faces, and then I'll try.
She wants to see. You didn't.
I got.
Oh, you okay? Sorry. No, I've had sherries before, and
We're sharing though, so we're okay. We love each other.
Get
It's
her
all
free
right.
shots. It's all good. I don't get a free shot. So.
me neither. No, you know what? That would rock with almonds. You're right.
I know they're.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yep.
that is gorgeous.
Yep.
Yeah,
No,
it's a lot different than what you think. Even though it's sweet,
It's not even that sweet.
No, it's
not.
actually
It's
dry
really not.
and
Yeah.
kind of yeah, it's got that right.
yeah, that is really good.
So something with
Kinda bursts.
almonds in it.
Gives it a smokiness to the almond.
Yeah.
I would never have thought that without. All right, so we're gonna go to the amontillado.
Okay.
So you're gonna think of it as like a medium aged, and please look up the Solera system because it's if you're really into the geeky portion of our wines, look at Solera
That's
system
beautiful.
and the Solera aging.
I think more people need to drink sherry.
Oh, see, now that is luscious.
That's
It is
beautiful.
velvety. Let's try it.
Yeah. And again, these are Hartley Gibson. Really long time, well-known winemaker in Spain for sherries.
Yep.
They've been around for a long, long time.
Now, do people do this after dinner
I'll bet you
appetizer?
these.
What do you think?
I would think, particularly the second.
After dinner,
Amontillado.
a lot of people do them with like cigars, or they do.
Oh,
but,
I can
you know,
see that. Okay.
Definitely after dinner, after your dessert.
Yeah.
Oh, wait till you smell that one.
But I would say try that one with the cranberries. I'm guessing.
So dark.
Now that's a Pedro Jimenez.
So that's the sweeter style.
This is the sweetest and the deepest. You get like a lot of raisin flavor.
Raisin.
Oh, a lot of
Oh,
raisin.
fantastic with the cranberry.
Yep.
That is.
What's the difference in age of the three?
It's not age, it's the Solera system.
Okay.
I mean, it is age, but it's also the process, the longer
Okay.
they're put in the barrels.
Okay.
So the way the Solera system works, and I'm going to just do a real quick brief. Please look it up, Wikipedia it. But it starts at the top, and you're basically pouring the sherries in, and as you go down, they get older, they get older, they get older, they get older. And that's how the system works. So it's a rotating of the wines in different barrels for the aging. Plus, those barrels have already had those wines in there. So it's kind of just a whole blending of getting the oak and everything.
Gotcha.
That was beautiful.
That is gorgeous. And
Love
a
it.
lot of people, we put them in champagne flutes so you could see the color because they're just gorgeous. I mean, look at that color. That's amazing. Talk about fall colors. And you didn't think we had enough fall. You said it did not look fall enough.
No. What I said was it looked like fall threw up on our table.
Well, we're just being festive.
We're very festive. Very festive. So what do we have over here?
We have ports.
Oh,
Because you can't have a nice, holiday without a nice
a
port.
roaring fire without a port.
I will warn people, if you have a port, you're going to think it's so fantastic and you're going to want to keep drinking, but it is 19% alcohol. When you're drinking a cocktail, you may get a high alcohol content, but you're drinking a shot. So when you're
Right.
drinking a port, it's a
all-
whole lot.
Yeah.
It'll go quick to your head. So we're going to start with the ruby, which is this one here.
Okay. It is ruby.
Now,
Color,
ruby is
gorgeous.
the ruby's not aged as long as a tawny. Tawny is aged longer. And then you get 10, 20, 30, 40, years.
It's sweet.
The ruby is the sweetest. You can also make a nice sangria
Red
out of this.
fruit.
I can
Also
see
the
that.
white one, white
can
port,
see
you
that.
can make a sangria.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we've had that with cheesecake. Didn't you have
I think we did.
cheesecake at a cooking
Yes.
class?
Yeah, like a
with
white
red
chocolate
fruit
or
on it or
something.
With
something.
cheesecake, it would be,
was
it's awesome
crazy.
because you have that that cheesecake has that almost. It depends on the cheesecake, I guess, but you could have it with like strawberries or blackberries or something.
Yeah, you definitely get that deep red fruit. Fabulous with that.
Now try the tawny and see how different it is.
Okay. Much lighter in color.
It's pulling some of that redness out, and it's giving it a little darker color, but not the crisp, the clearness of it. The clarity is very thin, but the color is a little darker. So it's a little browner, I should say, not darker, but brighter.
Well, different flavor profile. So neat.
Again, a little bit more raisin for me.
They're crazy good with his blue cheese.
I bet you blue cheese would be awesome.
Great, like creamy blue.
Would be nice as an after dinner if you were to put like a cheese platter out and just like
those
let
would
your
be
guests
great.
have a little something, a little port.
Yeah.
And of course, people love to have cigars with port because there's
I
so
can
many
see that.
different, coffee cigars and everything they're making today. So nice cigar.
These were
nice port.
gorgeous. I wish more people experimented with sherries and ports.
Yeah.
It's every year it picks up a little bit more and more. I have to say the section in our store we carried by far, very few SKUs compared to what we carry now, just because more people are starting to pick up on it. But one of the neat things that we did not mention is how long these last.
Oh yeah, you can have a month or 2 months. You just open it up, put it in your refrigerator.
Yeah,
because
this
you are
is not like
pouring
regular wine.
a small amount for yourself. Like if you want to have, I'm gonna have a glass a night, put it in your fridge. You have like 2 months worth. It's fine
Because it's fortified.
Yes,
The
it's
addition,
fortified.
right.
It's basically it's
Preserving it
naturally
naturally.
preserved.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you want to serve something interesting at your party that not a lot of people have tried, but are
Ports.
just beautiful.
Yeah,
Consider
good
a
port,
port and
huh?
sherry.
Yeah.
So a lot of great choices today, ladies. Oh my gosh.
I think so, and I
From
think-
a little dry to start.
So these were all
semi-sweet.
sweet wines. We didn't discuss cabs or shards
Right.
or
No,
Right.
but we also didn't turn our noses up at anything.
no, because
You
we
know?
drink everything.
But I mean, this is sweeter than a Moscato.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. So
Very
we went
different
from
application.
really dry sweet wines to really sweet wines.
Right.
It's a different application.
Right.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think there's a food for everything.
Well, again, and there's a palate for every wine, so there's, again, it's not fair for us to say these are our favorites and you should ignore a whole,
They're not scary.
a whole array
They're
of
not
wines.
scary.
So they're not scary.
They're not scary. They are
Yeah.
something you should enjoy, you should try, and especially as a wine drinker, expand your palate a little bit. It's October,
Absolutely.
it's that candy season.
Yeah.
I love candy.
And if you open a bottle and you find, I don't love that to drink it, you can cook with it.
But yeah, you
That's
can.
true. That's
Ports
true.
and
Any of
sherries
these.
are
Any of
really good to
these
cook
you
with.
can cook with.
Really good to
Yeah.
cook with. So last but not least, we have some massive events coming up with both locations. So please go on the Patuxent Wine and Spirits, either Facebook
Or Instagram.
Twitter, websites. Same with No Time to Cook. Website is the best, I think, for getting all the ticket information.
Absolutely.
Sure, because you're selling out a lot.
We are.
Oh, massive.
If you want to come to a
Massive.
class, don't wait.
And she's
Don't
selling
wait.
she's selling a mustard in there that's about to be sold out because the minute my husband gets a hold of that mustard
That
and
was pretty
realizes
good.
how reasonably priced
Yeah.
that is,
Right.
he's going to be eating the whole thing, just so you know.
Smoky onion mustard.
That was really.
It was really good.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of events. Please go out and check them out. Please remember to like.
Share.
Damn it! They're too fast for me. I don't know what the other. Subscribe. That's the one. Subscribe. That's it. I got it.
Okay, I totally didn't remember that. That's why I jumped on the share. I'm sorry, totally threw you under the
I threw a
bus.
curveball to both of you.
I know. I was like, what is the word? Talk faster. Our video.
Yes, our video. Like, subscribe, share our video. Also, Patreon, be a Patreon supporter. We have a lot of really nice, fun stuff that we are planning, and
For our supporters.
You will definitely want to be one of our Patreon supporters.
Yes.
So, and thank you to Kristen for being our Patreon supporter right now. Really appreciate that.
So, next month, what are we talking about next month?
Thanksgiving, baby. Gotta do the
Holiday.
holidays.
Holiday
Got to do it.
wines.
So we will talk about some holiday pairings.
Yep.
And give you some good tips on how to survive through the holidays and get you into December.
Yeah.
Yep. Sounds good.
We'll see you next
Cheers.
month.
Bye.